Pour la matinée, on va commencer avec deux exemples des implémentations très concrètes dans des sociétés, donc des implémentations d'assez grande ampleur sur l'apprentissage des langues, mais au-delà d'un pur apprentissage, on commence avec Speexx et Somfy, Somfy qu'on ne présente presque plus. Donc autour de moi ce matin, pour introduire la session, de la société Speexx, Stéphanie Rousseau, qui est directrice commerciale, donc on l'accueille, on peut même les applaudir. Merci. Nous avons Andreea Elefteriu, qui est donc Group Learning Manager pour Somfy, qui va nous raconter un petit peu comment ça marche, comment ils ont automatisé l'apprentissage des langues, et Thierry Boeuf, qui était chez Speexx en charge du développement du projet. Stéphanie, alors, petite précision, donc pour commencer une journée sur les langues, on va avoir une session en anglais pour share with Andreea, so we can all speak English and we can understand session. Stephanie will moderate, ask the question. So I leave it to you guys to present and showcase the project. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So welcome everyone. We are very happy to have Andreea with us this year. Just to introduce, if somebody was with us last year, we were focusing on the importance to have the right communication plan to onboard people in a learning adventure with Club Med, and that it was very important to think about corporate values. This year, we would like to focus on the importance to have the right strategy in the right environment, and to I prefer giving the It's up to you, Andreea, because everything is in your hands.
Okay, so whatever happens from now on is my fault. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm really happy to be here. Today we'll look at few points. Somfy, as any multinational company, has some challenges. We also, of course, we are special and we have some very specific needs in terms of learning languages. And last but not least, we needed some customized solutions, which Speexx helped us develop.
Can you please introduce you and Somfy?
Let's start with bună ziua, kalimera, good morning, bonjour. And I'm almost a globetrotter. I'm Romanian of Greek origins. I lived in UK for a little over 10 years, and last year I decided to relocate to France in Haute-Savoie. Who knows what's coming next? And during my career, I worked literally with people from all over the world and companies, organizations from all over the world. Somfy was founded in 1969 in France, Haute-Savoie, and now is present in 59 countries. We are very proud to have over 6,500 people in our team all over the world, with 8 factories, 80 logistics centers, 17 R&D centers all over the world. People, and it's not just a slogan, people are really at the center of our business because we are as good as our people are. As you can imagine, with this geography, we have some needs in terms to find a common ground. And this, for our company, is English language and, of course, learning. We do operate and we strongly believe that learning is and development is a shared responsibility. Us, as an organization, it's our responsibility to provide the right tools, the right systems, the right environment, the right solutions for people to be able to develop. Training, coaching, peer coaching, different options. On our employee side, is their responsibility to allocate time and to take their development in their hands. Hence, our strapline for Somfy Campus, which is our we don't like to call it academy. It's the Somfy Campus, the strapline, learning is in your hands. Yeah, we are providing the context. All you need is for you to make the best out of what we are offering. Somfy Campus is structured in 7 transversal academies: leadership, management, risk and compliance, ethics, language academy, English language academy, and 14 dedicated academies by functions based on our internal organization. Somfy Campus is a big umbrella. Everything learning at Somfy Group is part of Somfy Campus. We have on one hand our learning management system supported by Sifadis. We have LinkedIn Learning. We have mobile learning with Teach on Mars. And we have the English Language Academy supported by Speexx.
So, thank you, Andrea. We have worked with you in order to build the perfect solution. And I think that for you, learning in the flow of work was more than important. And can you please, with Thierry, show... So we would like to know more about the project.
Yes, so we want to provide learning in the flow of work, and we introduced this notion in the last couple of years, and more we are looking for solutions that will allow our employees to learn in the flow of work or on the go. Yeah? This is on one hand to be efficient, to be to the point. Also, we are targeting very good the programs we provide. Yes, like we focus on skills that matter or on needs that matter. In relation to English language, in the company we do have a good level of understanding English across the board. But we identified 2 very important needs. One, to improve the understanding of English language spoken in different accents. And I'm not talking British, American, or Australian, or whatever. We are talking someone from China speaking English, someone from France speaking English, Italy, I don't know, South America. Yes, so improve the listening skills and understanding of English spoken with different accents, on one hand. On another hand, to improve the fluency of spoken English. Because, and fun fact, a bit of how the brain works here. In our brain, we have 2 completely distinct areas. One is related to listening, understanding, reading a language, and a completely different one dedicated to speaking a foreign language. So what does it mean? You can, understand, listen perfectly a language. It doesn't mean you can speak it. So you need to train your brain to speak a foreign language. So improving the fluency was really important for us, and we are not talking necessarily just improving your fluency by talking with one professor, one trainer, speaking with different people. And this is where, with Thierry, Speexx helped us to build the right solution for us.
Thank you very much. Is okay, it's working. Thank you. So I'm really happy to share this nice story today for two main reasons. The first one is that it shows that language learning is strategic for an international organization. The second reason is that you'll see, I won't spoil now, but we are going beyond language learning. So the very first thing for this project is that we always have a consultancy and result-driven approach, meaning that we listen to our customer, we understand their needs, their objectives, and this results in the fact that we implement programs that are in line with their cultures and their objectives. For Somfy specifically, we have implemented new learning activities, encouraging new learning behaviors. We are focusing on practice speaking. We are focusing on understanding the different accents, as Andreea said before. We are improving intercultural communication through group workshops that are dedicated to Somfy employees. And last but not least, we provided direct access to a reporting tool, which was critical in driving the project success and identify the different gaps. But maybe now let's have a look at how the project was structured. Yeah. The very first thing was to run a large-scale assessment, and why it was important. Because afterwards, we will be able to assign the right training to the right user. So the very first step was to run, as Somfy is doing every year, an individual needs assessment on a global scale. So needs assessment for 6,500 employees last year. This resulted in identifying 270 employees who expressed language learning needs, and we pushed proactively tests, needs assessments and level tests to these persons. The first result is that 99% of these learners, they passed their test, which is already a good result because usually we are about 80% of people passing their first test. Why? Because we've proactively communicated to these people, both Somfy and Speexx, for the latecomers, pushing them, motivating them to pass the tests. And we've also extended the time frame to pass the test so it can fit with their business constraints. What happens after they pass the test? According to a double criteria, which is language level, determined by Speexx by the online tests, and the business needs, which is determined by Somfy, they have access to a specific training. So if we look at the outcomes, at the main KPIs of this project, two numbers stands out. The first one is 90% of adoption. 90% of the users are actively using the solution. And the second one is 10% of progression, meaning that 10% of the learners, they progressed from 1 to 3 levels, CCR levels, within since the project starts, so a bit more than 6 months. It's a huge result for us. How it was made possible? The very first thing is that the assessment campaign was a success, so this is the very first step. The second one is that we built 3 trainings. As you see, more than half of the population, they have been assigned on a moderate training because they already have a good level of English and they just need regular practice to maintain their skills. What is very interesting here, 49% of the population were identified as having the major improvement needs. So we decided to focus on, to prioritize their skills development and to assign them semi-intensive and intensive training. A side note, but as you can imagine, budget-wise, it's very interesting for Somfy because it helps to manage the costs and to focus on the population, on the employees who really have improvement needs.
Here, what was really important and one of the most appreciated features of the system by all our learners are workshops, the open workshops organized by Speexx, where people with a small number of participants and a trainer, where people are practicing speaking English and also understanding English spoken in different accents, because in those groups people can be from all over the world. Yes, those groups are set up by level, so we won't have an A1 and a C1. Yes, so they are organized by levels, and then they improve, as I said, both listening, understanding English spoken with different accents, and practice speaking. So this is one of the most appreciated features by our learners.
Thank you, Andrea. But we have seen that with a good understanding, a right assessment, and a good level of communication in this partnership, you can have very good results in a very few time. But I think, Andrea, that there is something in addition in this project that is very interesting to share.
Yes, thank you, Steph. Indeed, we strongly communicated across the business. The first line of communication were our HR colleagues across the globe. The next wave were the managers and the employees. So last year, we focused a lot on communication, getting the project known across the business. Whenever we had a meeting, whenever we had an internal event, the program was there, was mentioned. So we created a lot of noise, which led to people taking this seriously. Managers understanding if developing the English language is a business need, they need to allow their people time to do this. And we do have some records. Thierry mentioned we have some learners that progressed in less than 6 months. They progressed 1, 2, or 3 levels in terms of their language. We do have some learners that put in, 4 months or so, 3 or 4 months. They've put in over 150 hours to develop, but it's critical, for example, for that person. So communicate and target. Well, it is going beyond just language program. We are using the platform and the opportunity of learning a language as a team building exercise, building the team spirit. For teams that are from different countries, they speak different languages, we create the common ground for them through learning English. And we are organizing for them Somfy dedicated workshops run by Speexx with maximum 6 participants on subjects, day by day subjects. And for the people to get to know each other, to interact more, to build the team, the team feeling, the team, the
spirit.
Yes. And Thierry, few details?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Andrea. This is indeed one of the reasons I really like this project, because indeed we are going beyond language learning. And through these workshops, it's a team building program, a 1-year team building program for Somfy's employees. How does it work? Basically, we structured groups with 6 people. They have similar levels, they have similar position, and what is very important is that they come from different countries. which is very important for Somfy for this understanding accents objectives. One coach is assigned to each group. So one coach, one group, 1 year, one session per month. What is important is that the right coach is assigned to each group, meaning that he has the right background experience. If the group is composed by HR people, the coach will have HR expertise. So this is very important for us. The content of these workshops are defined by the coach and the learners. So each group is sure to have a training program, which is pretty aligned with all the participants' objectives. The topics that are discussed are hard skills and soft skills topics such as project management, negotiations, how to present with impact. So around these specific topics. You see it on the screen, but the outcome, it's not measurable so far because we are not speaking about language progression, but rather team cohesion. And the outcome we've seen so far is that the level of discussions and the interactions between the two teams, the two countries that were involved in this program, they have improved after 6 months. So it's already a success.
Thank you, Thierry. And can you please tell us quickly, because we're running out of the time, what happens in 2023?
Lots of things coming up. So for us, the next step, now that we got a very targeted population, a specifically targeted population going with the program, the next step for us is assessing and getting into the program all our managers. The next after this will be to open the platform, the testing side, the essentials, where to open it to all employees. So all our employees can go take the test, assess their level, and from there on, based on the business needs and their needs, to decide to move or not forward with the program and the type of the program. This is on one hand. On another hand, one of our priorities, and not just this year, but in the previous years also, is multicultural communication and intercultural communication. And here with Speexx also, they will work together on a solution to support our employees. And Thierry?
Thank you, Andreea. Yes, just a few words on how we're going to support. There are 3 projects here. The first one is level up manager skills. So we'll push proactively assessments, we'll map the levels of the population, and we'll assign trainings accordingly to their levels. We'll probably put them as well on group workshops because it will be managers together, and we believe it will be beneficial for all the teams worldwide. Regarding the second project of opening the platform, we'll run a massive assessment campaign pushing tests to map all the company's employees' levels. And for the third project, actually, we recently launched a new service, which is around soft skills coaching. It's named business coaching, and we'll work on something around that next year. But I won't tell more so far. We'll be running demos on our stand, the M50 stand. So if you want to join us, please, you'll be welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Thierry. Thank you, Andreea. You heard here that with the right assessment, a good partnership, a good level of communication, a great L&D team, and a strategy that is shared with your employee, with an efficient solution, not complex. Everything is not linked with complex things. You can help your employee to improve skills that matters. Everything we should focus on things that matters. So, do you have some questions before leaving the room? Avez-vous des questions?
I think either we explained everything perfectly, either we scared them.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I mean, it's very obvious. The first question is always very difficult. So, si vous réfléchissez à deux fois, peut-être vous avez vraiment une question qui vous... Ah, voilà une question. Je passe mon micro. Si vous voulez vous présenter brièvement.
Hello, Audrey from Renault. Simple question. You've mentioned to have a language academy. That means cannot hear.
You have a language academy?
Do you have a language academy?
English Language Academy. Yes. No, we do not have a dedicated team for that. It's part of promoting the different academies we have, the transversal academies, and working with that is part of the L&D, all L&D people job, you know, and our HR colleagues.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Any other questions?
Hello. What about you? You spoke you're going to do a multicultural impact training next year, right? Because understanding English and speaking with the accent is one thing, but making an impact depending on the culture of the people you're talking to is another level that's needed in business, right? Can
Yes,
you tell us
yeah.
more about that program? Is that something you're going to do with Speexx or?
Yes, but it's not strictly a training program because it's about mindset.
Yeah.
Yes, so you don't sort that with just a training. The mindset, you can't shift the mindset with just one training. So will be a series of interventions, a program dedicated to this, including, yes, some training, some coaching, some groups working together and so on.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
it's not a one-time intervention.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pour la question, merci. D'autres questions? Non. Formidable.
Hello, I'm Thierry from Orange. How many people were involved last year on your program? How many managers?
For what will start in 2023 or the people we have now in the program?
Maybe the people you had last year when you started to launch this program. And now?
So we launched the program with 200, almost 300 specifically targeted population because of the business needs we have. They are more or less at the middle of their program. And the next wave now are our managers. We are targeting our managers.
And how many people are you targeting?
Around 600, I would say.
Okay, thank you.
Merci à tous. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thierry, Andreea, Stéphanie, thank you so much. One last word, maybe?
Oui. Vous êtes invité à un cocktail sur le stand AM50 pour lever une coupe et puis approfondir un petit peu les sujets.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.